Folks, how you doing? Fred Bernardo, the Smoking Guitar Player at Tasty Licks Barbecue Supply. Do you want to make some really nice, supple, silky pizza dough like this? Enough to make 4 pizzas? And you can do it right in one bowl, right on your countertop. You don't need any fancy mixers. What you should do is you should get our pizza dough kit. And I'm going to show you in this video how to make it and make it. Enough for 4 pizzas. Really nice stuff. Okay? The Tasty Licks pizza dough kit using genuine Caputo flour. Here we go. So folks, the Tasty Licks pizza dough kit. Here's what you need to make yourself some really nice pizza dough using our kit. First off, you need the kit right here. The other thing you need, 2 cups of lukewarm water. And that's it. That's all you need to make the thing. Now, there are a couple options, and I'm going to tell you about them right now. So maybe you can get your home oven, you put it at 500, put it all the way up, and with convection maybe if you're lucky, it'll get up to about 550. I really recommend then that maybe you try, as an experiment, adding a tablespoon and a half of extra virgin olive oil. So that's maybe in the 500-600 range. Now if you've got an oven that only goes to 4 or 450, you might want to also add a tablespoon of sugar. So that's why I have them here. I got the olive oil here, and I got the sugar, just to show you that those are some options, but I recommend trying it without it first. The sugar is to make it brown at a lower temperature. The olive oil makes it brown at a lower temperature and also makes it a little stretchier, more extensible. It's smoother. But you really don't need it. I'm going to show you right now how to do it with just adding 2 cups of lukewarm water. So let's get started. Okay folks, so this is what we need. 2 cups of lukewarm water. We got a stainless steel bowl. Get a nice big bowl. And here's our pizza dough kit. And here's a nice wooden spoon. It can be metal, it can be any kind of stiff spoon. And I got some gloves on my hand because we're going to get our hands in there. Okay, we're going to do this with the hand method, not the mixer method. Okay, first thing I recommend, spray the inside with some cooking spray. You don't need to do it. It just makes cleanup a little easier. Okay, now next we put in our pizza dough kit. Put it right in there, the whole works. You gotta use the whole thing at one time. You cannot divide this up. You can divide it up after the pizza dough is made. You can divide it into dough balls and then put them in plastic bags and freeze them or refrigerate them for later use. But first, you wanna really mix up these dry ingredients, okay? Mix them up real good. Get down there in the bottom. Give them about 30 seconds, something like that, 15 seconds, whatever. You know, time is money, so don't go too crazy. Then, now watch close. You add your 2 cups of water. Lukewarm, okay, like the guy on Star Wars, Luke. Okay, we're gonna mix it up. Now all you're doing here is getting this dough wet. All you're doing is getting all the flour hydrated. You want to absorb all the water with the flour. Now it starts out looking like it ain't gonna make it. Okay, but trust me, it will. Now when you get to about this point here, right in there somewhere, you got to abandon your spoon as far as I'm concerned. Now this is going to be icky, sticky, gooey, but we're going to work with it. I do one hand, I hold the bowl with the other, and I just go like this. And I keep flipping it around. And you can see the dry stuff is on the bottom there, but I'm going to suck all that up. I'm going to keep going around, getting any wet piece. Now when I go in there with my fingers like that, I can feel it's wet in the inside. It's got plenty of water. It's going to take about a minute. We're going to get it all that dough hydrated. I'm sorry, all that flour will be wet and completely hydrated. That's all we're doing. We're not kneading. We're not worrying about any of that stuff. This is a really easy job. Don't make it harder than it has to be. But you do need to get it all sucked up. Everything's pre-measured. Everything's ready. You're going to have amazing pizza dough. This dough will be a little sticky, tacky to sticky, somewhere in that range. You can put a little less water if you don't want it quite as sticky. Okay, that's it there. Now we're at almost 100%. Go around like this at the end. Grab that, mush it like this, because sometimes when you mush, I can feel the moisture there. So now I'll turn it around and pick up all my loose stuff with that moisture. Okay, when we get to about this part, now you can see this dough right now is really shaggy, but you can see the gluten is starting to develop. See that? It's starting to develop, and we'll show you as we go along the way. Now what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to fold this over. Once I got it here, I got everything picked up, I'm going to fold it like this, left, right, front, back, turn it over, whoop, turn it over, Put it in here. Now, at this point, a little bit of olive oil in the bottom. Smear around with your hand. Now you can do this on a countertop, but I do it all in one bowl, so I don't got no mess. So Mrs. Smoking Guitar Player, don't tell me there's flour. I gotta coat it a little bit, form it into a ball, put it like this. I'm gonna take some plastic wrap and put it over it and let it sit for 5 minutes, and then we'll show you what we do when we come back in 5 minutes. Our dough's been resting for 5 minutes. Now we're gonna do the old fold and stretch method, or stretch and fold method that I learned from Peter Reinhardt, the master baker, who writes all them great bread and pizza books at one of his classes. We're gonna take our wrap off, put it aside. We're gonna do this 4 times. Now I gotta tell you, my brain is like a sieve. I start forgetting how many I'm at. So I make a little mark on a piece of paper. What you're gonna do is, ooh, it's nice and warm. Look at that, nice and supple. Okay, here we go, stretch it over. Stretch and fold it over. Front, 1, 2, 3, and you can feel it starting to set up. 4. Now what we're doing is we're developing the gluten. Now, I showed you what it looked like the last time, 5 minutes ago. You can see it's a little stronger, and we're gonna try and make a window pane. You wanna be able to see through here. Now this was only the first time, but you can see here it's already getting more supple. Look at that, okay? Turn it under so it's in a ball. Put it back in here. That's 1. Cover it up, we're gonna do it 4 times. And we're gonna set our little chicken for 5 minutes, and we'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay, pizza lovers, another 5 minutes has passed. So this is gonna be stretch and fold number 2. And here's how it's done. Oh, you can see it's starting to get supple. Stretch, fold, and then the sides, stretch, fold, and stretch, fold. Notice we're still in that same bowl. You can see that's starting to get smoother. Now let's take a piece and do a little window pane test. Now this is only the second time, but you can see I'm starting to stretch this a little more. We almost have a window pane there just on our second stretch. We want to be able to see through it. Okay, make a ball. Make sure it has just a thin coating of oil, which it does, and put your plastic wrap on top. And that was number 2 of 4 total. We'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay, another 5 minutes has passed. Our chicken went off. Here's our dough ball, and it's getting smoother and more supple. Look at that, beautiful. Now we're gonna do the same drill. Oh, look at that. 1, you can see how smooth it's getting. 2, 3, and 4. Now just for the fun of it, I'm gonna grab a piece off of here. We're gonna go for the window pane test. Now you smush it out like this, and you gently pull on it, and you wanna be able to see through it. You want to be able to see. Look at that. I almost got the window pane right there. And not only that, but it looks so good that the doggy's over here and she's jumping up. She thinks she wants some. But you can see those lines in there. What's happening is the gluten's kind of organizing itself. Okay? And that was 3 of 4. We're going to do the 4th one in 5 minutes. And we will be back then. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Okay, folks. The 4th and final time. Look how nice and smooth and supple that dough is. Okay, now let's take a piece off the bottom. We still have 1 more fold and stretch, so we're not really at the end, but let's just see where we're at. Let's see if we can get a window pane. And there it is. You can see. Can you see through that dough? You see through that? Am I on there, cameraman? Look at that. Okay, and after we do it 1 more time, which we're going to do now, it'll be even better. Stretch and fold. The other way, stretch and fold. This way, and each time you can feel it getting stronger as the gluten gets all aligned. And that's our final time. Now, as I mentioned a few times, you can divide this into 4 or you can leave it as 1, but it should go into the refrigerator for at least 1 night. Now, to put it in the refrigerator, you can just leave it in the same bowl like that, put some plastic wrap over the top, pop it in the refrigerator. Or you can put it in a plastic bag, or a big Ziploc bag. Just oil it a little bit first. Rub a little oil all around like this one has, just a little bit on there like that there, a little bit, and I mean a little. You don't want to add oil to the dough. You're just making it so it doesn't stick. Put it in a plastic bag. Now, the other option, which is probably the better option, is to divide it right up right away. So all you do is Take your dough knife. Now, if you don't have a dough knife, you know where you can order one. Take your dough knife and cut it in half one way. And then cut it in half the other way. Okay. Now, as you can see, I've got it divided into 4 equal things. The best way to store these, you can do 2 things. You can form them into balls, cover them lightly with oil, and put them in plastic bags individually and save them in the fridge up to 3 or 4 days or in the freezer for months. Okay? The other way, and the best way, and if you ever get serious about your pizza making, you're going to be getting these. These are our artisan pizza dough trays. These are just like the big boys have in the pizza shops. You can go to your restaurant supply store and buy pizza dough trays. Unfortunately, they're so big you can't get them in your fridge. These are specially made for the home person like me and you that wants to make really good pizza dough and wants to do it right. You just lightly oil the bottom of the tray and the underneath of the lid, and you make your dough ball like this here. You put it right in there. Now, this has just a little bit of oil on it too. Like this. There's 2. And that's what they look like. Perfect. Now they interlock. The other 2 would go down there. Probably can't get 4 in here. You might be able to get 3 because they are going to expand a little bit in the fridge over the next few days. They'll be nice and puffy. When we take them out, we'll let them sit out for 3 hours and they'll really rise and be nice. So I would do 2 per tray. You have 4, and you can buy these on our website, of course, either in sets or in individual pieces. Like we have a set just like this that would work out just wonderful for you. So if you get serious about it, you might want to get these down the line. But that's how it's done. You can also do them, as I said, individually in plastic bags, in the fridge or the freezer. Another thing you can do with this, it's perfect for 2 of these. If you want to make some nice Sicilians, cut this in half and start stretching it out with some olive oil in your Sicilian pan. Okay, it'll make 2 of them. You can also roll it out and put some seasoning on there and make garlic rolls. This is all another video. Okay, so we'll show you that. But that's your dough ball, and that's your pizza. Enjoy your pizza. And folks, you're going to be able to make 4 pies just like this one out of your pizza kit. So all you got to do is add water, mix it up like I showed you, fold it a couple of times, and get this on your hot baking stone in your oven or in your grill. And this is what you're going to get. Smoking and steamy and soft and crunchy. Oh, look at that. Crunchy and soft inside. Puffy. So that's what you're going to get.